beautiful soul stars, welcome to Starlight, Starbright Tarot. I hope you're all well. Love, light and blessings to each and every one of you, and thank you to the new subscribers, and received a couple of lovely comments. Thank you so much for your feedback and for your appreciation, as I appreciate you. Blessings to all of you. And at the time of this reading we have 98 subscribers. I was hoping to get to the 100 for New Year. So join the Soul Star crew, the Soul Star family, and hit that subscribe button. I send blessings to each and every one of you every day. Thank you so much. Anyway, let's just get into the reading. We're starting with the Quantum Oracle. We'll just get straight into it, shall we? Okay. Ooh, the Sacred Temple, Spirit 5. That's quite beautiful. It's like the Taj Mahal. Perhaps you're going to be visiting India, or perhaps you are going to be visiting sacred sites. It's part of a spiritual journey. Perhaps it's time to start meditating. Perhaps you are starting some form of practices. I was getting Buddhist temples and things like that as well for some people. But yeah, the Sacred Temple, this is where you are headed. And look at all the beautiful lights shining out of this temple, guiding you towards it, guiding you on your spiritual path. You could have a spiritual experience, a profound spiritual experience visiting somewhere, or even just astral traveling or traveling in your mind. But yeah, there's a spiritual sign, or there's definitely some kind of spiritual experience coming your way, moving onto a spiritual path, lifting your light and shining your light for all to see. And it's a number 5 with this card, so it's some kind of change. So wherever you are on your journey, there's going to be a shift, there's going to be a change. You could even be moving near a temple, or perhaps even churches and things like that, but I'm getting something old and beautiful. I mean, churches of all kinds, places of worship are very beautiful, but there's something special about the light, the way the light filters through the windows. This could even be your home, moving to a place where it could be Victorian times, or maybe you're moving to Victoria if you're here in Australia. Something to do with you, but yeah, I'm getting that the light filters in beautiful, like there's something here to do with beautiful light and lighting. Okay, so let's just keep going. Yeah, floating above the clouds. It could even be something like Nepal. Perhaps you have an interest in Nepal, you know, in these beautiful temples way up in the mountains, because this temple's up in the clouds, and a new dawn is dawning as well. Yeah, so there's a new age, a new day is dawning. There's something here to do with peace and quiet, contemplation, meditation. Okay, and then we have, oh yeah, and letting go. So perhaps you are a dog walker. Oh, I'm getting a big ring in my ear. Wow, incredible. Yeah, letting go, and see how like these dogs are going in one direction and this person's trying to go back into the past. Yeah, follow your guides, follow your dog. You might have a sniffer dog or something to do with sniffer dogs. I don't know. Okay, so yeah, it's kind of, you can't resist. This is what I'm getting. You have to move forward. You have to let go of all those things in the past. Just bring peace to a situation. If we want peace in the world, we have to be peace. And we've had some interesting things, aggressive actions, violent actions occurring in the US. This is really, you know, I've had this feeling and thought for a long time. They're really determined to get people fighting on the streets. They're wanting people to, I'm getting like they want some kind of civil unrest. You have to let go of this and move forward. We have to come together and love one another. There's some weird things going on. It's as if these things are setups. But also in your past, you know, you keep being set up for a fall. This is how you feel. You just feel like you've just gone from one bad decision to the next. But what have you learned from this? What experience have you gained from this? And letting go is a strange thing. You think, well, what is letting go? Letting go is just stop resisting. So even when your past does come to meet you, even when things from your past float in your brain, don't hook onto them. You know, don't stay stuck thinking about it, and then your emotions start to spiral, or you start to spiral in some way. So the best thing to do is just to let those thoughts go, let them drift by. Don't hang on to anything. Just acknowledge and appreciate the things that have happened to you. Because it's all going to make you stronger. It's also getting you on your path. There's something here to do with dogs and dog walking and things like that. They're like little terriers. Perhaps your dog needs to go for a walk. Yeah, you need to get out and about, close this door. There's another 2 doors to open. So there are choices in your life ahead. The door needs to be closed once and for all is what I'm getting. Needing to get out and about, and it's a number 3, collaborating, getting along with others, getting into your flow, finding harmony within yourself. If we want peace, we need to be peace, no matter what is going on, because we have to help and guide others. We have to nurture and love others and help people to let go of their fear as well. And I'm not saying be fearless, because that's part of our human makeup. But it's letting go of that fear that triggers aggressive actions. All aggressive action is out of some kind of fear or, clinical insanity. So you have other doors to go by, other things to do. There's a dog on the loose here. So like there's 3 dogs and then there's another dog kind of on the loose. You're getting signs. You can't... Yeah, there's something here you have to let go of when it comes to your past. You can't keep entering into the past all the time. You have to move forward, thinking and creating a future for yourself is what I'm getting to say to you. Yeah, they're like there's a Labrador here and a couple of little terriers and, but yeah, your dogs are trying to tell you something. That's the other thing too. It's like, dogs are a good warning. Dogs are like cats. Like cats get all the kudos for their psychic ability, but dogs can literally read your mind. We think that dogs are stupid, they can't understand us, that all they hear is wah, 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 wah. The truth is your dog can read your mind. Like I think of my dog, I think of something, and then he comes to me, like, expectingly, like, you were thinking of me? And he's as silly as a cartwheel. So, yeah, that they definitely have telepathic abilities. So, yeah, your dog will protect you as well as what I'm getting. Yeah, your own power. You need to own your own power. 2 of Wands energy here. You need to move forward feeling inspired. You're going to be given a new lease on life. You're going to be more energized than ever. Letting go of all toxic energy in your life. And that takes time. It can take years, so don't be hard on yourself. But yes, you are planning research here with the 2 of Wands. You could even be receiving divine downloads, or you're going to be contacted from this temple. You're going to be contacted by the divine, but also getting in contact with your future, with people who are going to be in your future. Like it's almost like, envisage, like part of our reality, a big part of our reality is if it can be imagined, it can be true. It can happen. So there's imagination here, but firing up, yeah. It's kind of like rubbing 2 sticks together to make fire or something like that. There's some kind of like, that was a big turning point in the evolution of man and woman, wasn't it? But I'm getting something else. But yeah, you have to own your own power, take back your power. And you have to kind of move forward with pinpoint accuracy. You need a plan. There could also be here to do with traveling as well. In the traditional Rider-Waite, we see, a man standing there with 2 wands looking out with the world in his hand. So there could be something here to do with maps, Google Maps, or planning a holiday of some kind. You may go it alone. There could be a disappointment around maybe there was a planned holiday and someone else, like you were planning a holiday with someone else and then they can't go. You end up going alone. But this is okay. And I'm getting that image of Lady Di sitting at the temple of the Taj Mahal. But I'm getting you're going to be happy and excited rather than sitting there looking, depressed. She had a lot of emotional problems. So too, taking back your power, being your own best friend, being your own best partner, also getting into health and energy. So if you've been, because our psychological well-being affects our physical health. When we are always looking in the past and, what if, what have I done this, what, you know, blaming yourself or blaming others or whatever it is, or having fear for what's going on in the world, which is being constructed by people who don't deserve our time and attention. You know, this drains you of energy, and so your future sort of isn't as bright as and shiny as what it could be. So we need to kind of be optimistic, is what I'm getting to say to you. Oh, taking a stand, and we have Seven of Wands here, and we have a bridge. So you're going to be called to action. You're going to need to take a stand of some kind. Perhaps there's something here to do with activism, but also you need to take a stand with your past, with people in your past who do not serve your highest good. You know, everybody plays their part, yes, but what are we learning from these people? It's like the other day I'm thinking, you know, what happens to me seems to be like the punishment doesn't fit the crime. But then I had an epiphany the other day thinking, yeah, but because of my childhood was pretty chaotic, I have a tendency to overreact, and maybe my reaction is harsher than the action or whatever people are doing, hypersensitivity. And then I had an aha moment. I thought, wow, that's why people overreact to me. That's why I seem to have this problem where I feel like the punishment doesn't fit the crime. It's to show me and teach me how that overreacting to little things, or to things, you know, out of some kind of PTSD or survival mode or trauma, you know, that sometimes we are ourselves overreacting. And don't forget, what we put out there, we get back. The echo, it echoes back to us. So learning to be calm and more direct, learning to take a stand without the drama, without overreacting. Going over a swing bridge here, so I'm getting kind of like jungle vibes, I'm getting Asian vibes. Perhaps you're planning a trip to Asia, or some kind of, I don't know, some kind of forest where you have bridges over canyons and things like that. But, you know, there's a fear of heights here as well, as what I'm getting. You have a fear of getting older, fear of birthdays, fear of candles, I don't know. I'm getting that. But yeah, it's like, you know, you need to cross this bridge. You need to trust yourself, because these two people are the same person. It's you. You have to trust yourself. You have to trust the divine. So, and that's 7, you're receiving angelic assistance. And yes, with the 7 of Wands, you know, often it's hidden enemies. There's some kind of fear there, feeling like you've got to battle for everything, battle to stay on top. You know, but it's also rallying the troops, you know, growing in strength so that you can, you know, create a community of people who want to do good for this world, is what I'm getting to say to you. And then, oh look, yeah, ego, internal politics. This is what you're battling. You've got people who are trying to control the masses with the 7 of Wands. You have people who are trying to control people to make us move in certain directions. But they do this through shock and awe. They create a problem to solve a problem, when really we've got plenty of problems that need solving without all that malarkey. But they get a lot of power from this. They get a lot of money from this. You know, they get to change policies because of these actions. It's like, you know, they do it on the basis of keeping us safe, of keeping the streets safe, or, you know what I'm saying. So this is what's going on. A lot of this is all contrived. I think we're really at this point where we all, where a lot of people are starting to realize that it's all a smoke screen for something else, so that they can tighten the noose with legislation, with their politics, and really, you know, try and control us and make us feel afraid, so that we cannot speak out, you know, we cannot have an independent thought or opinion if it's against the government. And that sounds like a dictatorship to me. So the Western world is turning into a massive dictatorship, ruled by the European Union, no doubt, or the WHO organization. The powerful people of the world. Okay, enough of that. So, you know, if we ignore their behavior and just carry on in our lives, loving one another, working hard for one another, coming together as a community, not fighting each other, because this is what they want. They want anarchy and they want chaos, so they can create policies to restrict us even more. And you know, as a parent, if if you're too strict with your children, they go wild, don't they? Yeah, they do. As a parent, we need to set boundaries, let them go a little, take a step outside of the boundary, and if they can't handle it, this is a good learning opportunity. This is a good way of teaching children to say, well, if you do that, give them a choice of consequences, if and let them have a taste, as long as they're safe. So yeah, this one world government idea is something that is really trying to take a hold, because this idea of one world government has been around since the turn of the last century, 1900s, and it hasn't happened yet, although they're trying hard, and they're all about to die. And their offspring, like they go, oh, well, my son, my daughter will take my place. Well, we already have seen with Soros and with Charles Schwab, that their children have different ideas for society, and it doesn't involve, it doesn't involve their ideas. So, the people together can shift. Yes, the governments can put us under a lot of pressure, they can put us under a lot of, and yes, we can erupt and there can be a revolution, but the revolution shouldn't be between each other. It should be a revolution to straighten up the government thinking. Yeah, basically. They could also be going into politics and infiltrating from the inside out to bring a better, more peaceful world. And as the governments are losing their grip, it's like a bad partnership, it's like a bad job, it's like anything. If somebody wants to keep you in play because they want to use your resources, they want to use your skills, they want to, whatever their bloody ideas are, they tighten their grip and they can get nasty. So it's like, these people in this world at the moment, they're actually losing their grip because it hasn't kind of worked out the way they thought. They've been outed because of social media, because people cannot be silenced ultimately. Even the threat of prison for people in England especially, has backfired. Yeah, they keep trying, but it's not really working. And when that poor man who was put in prison for his opinion, that grandfather in England, and he committed suicide in England, in the prison, that created a massive wake up for a lot of people that this has all gone too far. So, but they don't want us to push back to them. They want us to fight, and so that they can then bring, force to bear. So this is the next step they want to take, is to bring force to bear upon the people. So we have to be brave and take a stand, and we have to be organised with one another, care for one another, and love one another. And it's not like having apathy of not doing nothing, but not listening and not being a part of this craziness that's going on from the top down. Bring peace to yourself, bring peace to the situation. Don't let all of these, we need to all come together as one people, regardless of our cultural, ethnic, background or whatever. We are all human and we all want the same thing, is what I'm getting. So that's a big long story. So those who are still listening, I'll continue. So it's important to be rational and logical. It's important to stay grounded. It's important, people are all saying, well, you need to get into bunkers, you need to get cash out of the bank, you need to do this, you need to do that. That's just more fear-mongering. What are we going to run in the tunnels and hide? Like, it's kind of like moving from apathy to hiding. Like, what's that going to do? We need to make a stand. We need to build a bridge to the other side. But this is all being guided by the divine as well. You're being called to action, you'll know what to do when the time comes, and it could be simply helping other people to stay sane, to stay logical, to stay grounded in these wild times that we're going through. Yeah. What does that say? Oh, yeah, didn't I just say that? Cautious progress. Yeah. Four of Swords, staying mindful, staying rested, staying grounded, meditating, coming to good health, putting your love and light in the world. If you if you don't absorb yourself in the chaos, then the chaos can't, you're one less person who is chaotic in this world, because this is being driven by the top down. So taking cautious progress as you move forward with the Six of Swords. Things, you've learned harsh lessons, you've learned lessons, you just want peace, you just want to move somewhere where it's peaceful. But at the end of the day, no, there's no such place. Maybe you want to move to Asia or somewhere like that. There are places outside of where you are now, of course, but taking that holiday as well. But also remembering a painful past without hanging on to it, letting go. Yeah, caring for yourself. Number 8, taking your power back. So, self-care brings good fortune. Self-care brings good luck, is what I'm getting to say to you. Nurturing yourself. Yeah, there's going to be a test of courage. 5 of Wands. This is a test of our courage. This is a test of our spiritual strength. We'll know what to do when the time comes. So stay vigilant. Talented, and you're talented as well. You could be moving to a new home, a new place, or just having a rest, having a holiday. You've learned so much, and you have your talents and skills. Your 8 of Pentacles. Your hard work and effort is paying off. If you could be taking some time off, not feeling very well, and you just think, what, I don't want to go back to that job. I don't want to go back to that like you've hit rock bottom, is what I'm getting with the 6 of Swords, and you're wanting something better. Your efforts will pay off as well. There is some kind of business idea coming your way, or there's some ideas coming your way that you may be putting out into the world that will assist yourself and assist others. And you will, with the 10 of Pentacles, enjoy the outcome. And the Star card. So, peace. Peace will reign supreme. And look again, courage, open heart, strength. So I don't know what this reading's all about, but whatever it all is, it's all been a test of your strength and courage. You have to let go of the past. We have to move in to the new age on a personal level, as much as on a macro world level. So yeah, you've got work to do. You need to get busy. There could also be something here to do with reaching great heights. But also there's somebody coming in, famous, who's going to bring peace to the world. There's too much talk at the moment about, end of times. Well, I'm old enough to have lived through every decade where there's been different forms of end of times, different forms of one world government. And yes, there is a squeeze, but people always find a way to dodge, to duck, weave and dodge. The powers that be are tightening their grip, but they haven't really achieved anything they wanted to achieve as far as George Orwell's 1984 is concerned. You're actually looking towards being very, very successful in business with the 10 of Pentacles, is what I'm getting. Some kind of level of public fame or public notoriety, or you're going to meet famous people. Perhaps you're going to go somewhere and see someone famous. Someone who inspires you is what I'm getting. But with the 8 of Pentacles to the 10 of Pentacles and the Star card, yeah, you're going to be very, very successful at investing. Some people are going to actually end up with a lot of money so that they can use it on a spiritual level. You'll know what to do with it when you get it. Yes, is what I'm getting to say to you. So there is a bridge forming here. There is some form of moving towards harmony, moving towards peace. We have a lot of people who are predicting 2025 being chaotic. But what's going on at the moment is what has been going on for centuries. There's, we've had terrible things happen over the ages, and it's all to keep us in fear. It's all to keep us apathetic, drained, so that we don't really question the people who need to be questioned. We're fighting amongst ourselves like wild children who know no boundaries. Yeah, so, and this is how we're all behaving at the moment, like wild children that have not been, properly nurtured to be responsible adults and loving and caring adults. So I don't know what, this is kind of a strange reading, but it's not. I get it. So yeah, this is a spiritual path. You're going to be traveling. there's things that you're going to do. You could actually have a child that's going to end up being a politician, or something like that. Somebody in the public eye, something, in the public figure. But this is all part of a test of courage and strength. Yeah, health, sacred temple. You're needing to look after your health. Health and healing here with the Two of Wands. Yeah, chess. We have to play chess, not checkers. We have to play the long game here. So, and independence. So there's something here to do with independence, becoming Independence Day. I mean, everybody's talking about alien invasion. Come on, really? Okay, I'm not saying aliens don't exist. I'm possibly one. All I know, I could be from Lemuria because of my colouring. Who knows? Maybe I'm one of the Nordics. Oh, I'm definitely not a fucking lizard, that's for sure. So anyway, decision, yeah, with the Two of Wands. Making a decision, making healthier decisions, making decisions that will benefit you. This is through being independent as well. It's almost like you're a chosen one, and often chosen ones are isolated to let go of the pain of the past, the traumas, to consolidate, to grow in health, to grow in spirit, and then to independently grow their finances, or independently, grow, so that you're not being held back by anyone else, is what I'm getting to say to you. So it's like, the next move with chess, playing the long game. Yeah, bluff, it's all a bluff. They're bluffing. That's the whole thing as well. The whole thing's a bluff, calling people's bluff, playing poker. We give people way too much power when we get angry, when we shake our fists, when we hate one another, when we, indulge in the lies. Yeah. When we have to, like, it's interesting, like even when we had the Second World War, we still had and the First World War, we still had people who were in the French resistance, weren't they? They were in the resistance. We had a lot of people in parts of Europe who hid people who were being, who hid Jewish people, who hid lots of people that the Nazis were after. And, these people went on to survive, didn't they? They did. But, unfortunately not all were called to justice. And this is why we're in the situation we're in now. So yeah, being patient as well, being very patient with your Six of Swords, being very patient with your movement forward, moving forward cautiously. But you're going to meet a star, or there's something here like a star is born, or there's something, whatever your talents and skills are, it's going to pay off. But you have to have the courage to put yourself out there, to put your opinions out there, to put the truth out there. Now, people can gaslight us by saying that, this is all misinformation. But at the end of the day, I think it's pretty, obvious to everybody that people are being put under a lot of pressure. There are a lot of laws being passed, that, sneaky laws being passed. There's a lot of, the media is all about anger. The media is all about keeping divided, two sides go to war kind of idea. And the thing is, on a spiritual level, we manifest it. If you really truly believe we're going to war, and enough people are really believing it, like, belief is a prayer, belief is a meditation, belief is creating. Belief, if you strongly believe something, then it makes it, and if a collective believes it all, then that's very powerful, and that's what they're trying to do. So you have to push that away and bring peace. Imagine a peaceful world, imagine a peaceful place, imagine these people not succeeding, because they're not going to succeed. They never really do. The people shift, and they shift together. We all shift together, no matter what culture or ethnicity we are. We all take a sidestep. Just as they're about to put the hammer down, we all take a sidestep. Like since when the truckers in Canada, went on strike and they froze their bank accounts. I mean, there was a worldwide outcry. That was the end of Trudeau's career. Ever since then, Trudeau's been on the back foot. because of doing that, because of, you know, because he's part of the Charles Schwab, he's part of the WEF, as was Jacinta Ardern, and she's no longer in power. So you see how they fall. Like, people shift, people do band together, and this is what we need to do. We need to band together for what is right. I mean, okay, they don't want people to strike and demonstrate on the streets, but they want us to riot and have, you know, cars exploding in the streets, and, you know, like, you know, we have to stay logical. Peaceful demonstrations versus what's going on at the moment, I don't get it. But yeah, I do, right? Because they bring in laws, tighter and tighter laws that squeeze us more and more, or drive us mad, or drive us down conspiracy theories. Anyway, I don't know. This is all for someone who needs to, yeah, it's all part of ego. We have ego, and we have cocks here. Yeah, they're nothing but cocks. So yeah, but also letting go of people in your life who are ego driven. So moving from an ego driven way of being to a more humble and spiritual way. Now, you can be a very humble person and courageous and strong and stand your ground, you know, because humble people, you know, they're not meek and downtrodden like the Vatican would like us all to think we are. We are people who are mindful, people who choose our words carefully, people who kind of let people do what they need to do, but we sidestep them. You know, if somebody's hurting you or harm you, you sidestep by leaving. You just leave. You don't actually have to say anything. You don't have to even tell them you're leaving, because often with violence, when you say that you're leaving, they will, you know, try and truly harm you. So having to leave somewhere silently is what I'm getting as well. But, you know, being silent in your strength is the greatest strength of all, is what I'm getting to say to you. Okay, that's for... I probably won't get any subscribers. I'll probably lose subscribers after this one. Alright, love to you guys. Bye.